Hi you guys, it's Michelle and I am back with another fun-filled Mommy Mayhem video for you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. Every day, all day, I'm like, what can I film? What can I film? I am so excited to do this for everybody. So I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. Just to let you know, I will always have my previous Mommy Mayhem videos linked down below for you guys. So if you guys have missed a day or something, you can always go down below and look and see what you missed. But for today's video, I wanted to do my very first book review here on I'm a Mommy. I have never done a book review, which is crazy, but it's sad that I don't read as many books as I used to. Okay, so I'm really excited to do this book review for you guys. It is for the book entitled Heaven is Here, written by Stephanie Nielsen, who is from Utah, which I was really excited about. You guys might know her from the popular blog called Nini Dialogues. She is amazing. Hopefully someday I can meet her. That would be incredible. But I was going to Washington, D.C. I feel like I bring this up in every video, but I was going to D.C. and I knew I finally had time to read because I don't read as often as I used to, and I'm a binge reader. Like, I'm not the kind of person that can just read a book and put it down for a couple days and then read a little bit and then I'm the kind of person that like inhales a book. Like, I'm insane. Like, you know, the Divergent series, I read those in like 3 days. Like, that's the kind of person I am. So I don't read a ton because I need to focus on my children and my husband. Anyway, so I went on my Facebook and I was like, hey, does everybody have a book that I should read while I'm on this trip by myself, blah, 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 because I knew I had a lot of time. And I've had a feeling, nobody suggested this book, Heaven is Here, but I just had seen it around and I had heard her story, and so I was like, I need to download this book. So I downloaded it onto my iPad, so I don't have like the actual book here. I will have a picture right here for you guys so you can see what the cover looks like. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about the book, and I'm not going to go into like detail of everything because I want you to read it, and yeah, I don't want to give anything away, but it is an incredible book, you guys. So on my flight, I was supposed to fly from Salt Lake City to Dallas and then from Dallas to Washington, D.C. And sad to say, but flying into Dallas, there was a huge thunderstorm. So we got rerouted to Kansas? Where? No, I can't remember. It was far in Nebraska. I can't remember, somewhere really random, and we could not leave the plane. And so my short 3-hour flight turned into like a 7-hour flight. Basically, I read this entire book on that flight. And I was sitting next to this really cute girl named Haley, who was really cute. And the whole time I was reading, I was crying. And so I was trying to act, this is before I like started talking to her, and I was just like wiping my eye and I was like acting like I was like looking out the window. Like, I could not stop crying because it was so powerful. This book is going to change your view on life. So as we're sitting on the plane, we got grounded for like 3 or 4 hours. So I obviously started talking to everybody around me, and I started talking to Haley, and I was like, you need to read this book. So I was like, I read this whole thing, you know. So she's like, oh, on my way home from my trip, I will read it or whatever. And then sure enough, we were on the same flight back home randomly, and she's like, I've started to read this book. It's so good. So that was really funny. Anyway, so what is this book about? What the heck is this book, Heaven is Here? So Nini Dialogues is the blog that Stephanie has. And she started this obviously way before the book and way before her accident. Stephanie is an inspirational teacher, and she speaks all over the place, you guys. She has been on Oprah, she has been everywhere sharing her story. And basically what happened is she had a blog back in the day, and you know, it was popular, but not like it is now. And her husband and her were on an airplane, like a private airplane, and they were in a plane crash. And a large percentage of her body was burned. And she had 4 children at the time. And this book is basically her experience. And it was kind of creepy because I was reading about her plane crashing as I was on a plane. I was like, this is kind of eerie. But I trust in God enough to know that it wasn't my time. I knew I had more work to do. But this book goes through her story of before the accident. It even talks about how she met her husband and her love for her husband, and how her only desire was to be a mom. That was like her biggest desire. She didn't want to go to school. Like, she just wanted to be a mom. So they had kid after kid, like really close, and they had 4. And then they were in this awful accident. And before her accident, she was a big runner as well. And so this accident happened, and most of this book is about her struggle to deal with her depression, the way she looks, the way her children reacted to her. It's so sad to me. that her kids didn't even recognize her, and one of her daughters like didn't even want to look at her just because she was so disfigured because she had lost like so much of her skin. And not only is this just an inspirational book, an inspirational story of how she overcame all of those struggles, it's amazing too because she's just so real. Like, I feel like I'm like best friends with her, and I really want to meet her somehow. So if any of you know her, let her know that I live close to her and I want to hang out with her. But she is just so down to earth, and she says things how she really feels. And she's a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Mormon church, just like I am. And so a lot of her spin on things is really fascinating, the way she looks at life. And she almost died, and she had a lot of spiritual experiences. She was like on the other side. She was in a coma, a medically induced coma, for I believe 6+ weeks. And when she woke up, you know, she's just in a hospital bed, and her body's completely just gone. Like, her skin is just gone. And she remembers like smelling the burning flesh and like the skin coming off of her hands and all of that. And then it talks about how, you know, her children come see her and they don't want to see her, and then the struggle of when they're all finally back together in the same household. She had a boy that was really young at the time, I believe 18 months or younger, and he didn't even recognize his mom, and he called Stephanie's sister Mommy instead of Stephanie. And like, they all came together and they're like living together, and he would just run to the door every night crying for Mommy. And I think that just made me emotional because you read through the book and you understand how much she loves being a mother, and how painful that was, that she couldn't do anything for her kids anymore. Like, she couldn't even move a finger, you know. And it just made me step back and look at my life and think, wow, I think I have hard trials, but my trials aren't necessarily as bad as I think they are sometimes. And it just gave me such a good lesson of how we should look at life and how we should look at what is most important. And I believe that more than anything, I don't think it matters what religion you are or anything like that, but I think family is number one. I think that comes first in everything. If you have a good family, and I know that sometimes it's out of our hands, right? Sometimes divorce happens, and sometimes people pass away, or we don't have picture-perfect families. And I'm not saying a picture-perfect family is what we all need, but family comes first in all things. We just have to strive to try to make that the most important thing in our lives, and like, that's what will make us most happy. And I know that's what makes me most happy, is when I'm doing everything I can for my family. And I don't have a huge house. I don't make a lot of money. We don't drive the nicest cars or wear the nicest clothes, but I have my family, and I have my children and my husband, and I have my siblings, my parents, and my in-laws. I just have people that I love, and people that are close to me and that support me. And that was another huge thing that I loved about this book, was her relationship with her husband. And this is making me really emotional because I think of Brad, and I know that if something like this ever happened, he would be the exact same way. Like, he would be just as supportive. And it goes through their relationship and the struggles that they have, because obviously that's a huge burden, because her husband was burned, but not as badly as she was. So he was able to recover quicker and do a lot more things, and he had to take care of everybody. And it's just so powerful to see their love, and it just solidifies my feelings towards my husband. Like, I'm so grateful I have that in my life, and I need to do more to make that relationship special. So my conclusion of this book is, you all need to read this book. Go to Barnes & Noble, go on your iPad, you buy this book, because it is so worth it, you guys. It will change your outlook on life. It will make you realize how blessed you truly are to have the things that you have, and it will give you that much more desire to have that much greater of a relationship with those in your family. And it's just such a positive, uplifting book, and it makes you realize that, everybody has their trials, but you can be happy in the end no matter what your circumstances. And I just am amazed by this book, and it's an easy read. It's not hard or anything like that, but if you want some uplifting, inspirational material to read. And that is it for my first book review. Thumbs up if you guys liked this, and comment down below and let me know if there are any other books out there that you guys think I need to read. I really do like to read more of inspirational stories and stuff like that, instead of like really dark, heavy stuff, because I feel like there's enough of that in the world today. So if you have any book suggestions, please let me know, and we can do like our own little book club here on my I'm a Mommy channel. It'd be really fun. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next Mommy Mayhem video. Bye. Let my hair air dry. Holy cow, this makes your hair so soft, so smooth, and I don't put at the top of my roots or anything, just like on the bottom. You guys don't have a ton of hair, but I have heard so much about these products, but I was always like, I don't want to spend that much money. So I got it for free, and I